I'm Luke Darcy. Welcome to the 2013 wash-up for the GWS Giants. Damien Barrett is with me, and Damo, just the one victory for the Giants this year. Should we have expected a little more from this young side?
I say yes at the start of the year to that question, Das, but as we've seen the year unfold, no. They're a long way off. The big picture still looks fine, but it's a big picture. I think it's a few years of toil and trouble still ahead, but what they're going to do is attack the draft and trade period quite aggressively, and I think you'll see some significant list changes to this footy club next year.
Elko Sun's got hammered for only 3 wins in their second year. But I understand the way that the Giants have set up. They've set up to do this. They haven't gone for more experienced players. You're going to load up again with more draft picks and more talent. It's still a long way away, but when it comes, it's going to come pretty quickly, and they're going to be an amazingly powerful side. Season highlight for me is a former Western Bulldog player, their captain, Callum Ward. He'll win their best and fairest for the second year in a row.
Guaranteed? Just lock it in?
Yeah, lock that in. Heading towards being an A-grader in the AFL, Damo. His standards haven't dropped. He is as tough and hard, but he's also got the outside run and the skill and the goal-kicking ability. He has been an enormous recruit for them and just flown under the radar in some ways, Damo, but led that young side really well.
Das, from a team perspective, I really like what they did against Collingwood in round 18. They somehow pushed this side. They were 3 goals up at half-time in this particular game, and I think, too, if we hadn't already known how good one particular bloke was, we got a feeling for it on this particular match. Jeremy Cameron, he kicked 7 in this game, and look, an extraordinary year from this man, and we'll touch on him again in the next few moments, but this was the game, I think, when everyone in footy just stood up and thought, gee, this guy seriously is good now, and he's just going to get a whole lot better, and just toyed with Collingwood opponents that night, does.
Looks the complete package, Jeremy Cameron. Season low light is the man that they hope will play alongside of Jeremy Cameron, Jonathan Patton. Second serious knee injury for a young key forward is a really disappointing thing for him to accept. There's the
Does it mean he's got to come back through the system, Das, as a defender? I mean, the logic being that he runs out the ball as opposed to, trying to make the...
Look, it's an interesting thing. I think they've got to have every option on the table, but he's so talented. You could just see when he was up and running what they had in their hands, which was going to be a very impressive player. But yeah, that's a good option. I would think that would be something they would consider.
Das, this team just got smashed so regularly, it wasn't funny in the end. We see here there are 11 losses by over 10 goals or more, and within that particular grouping of matches there were 5 by 100 points, and they're not just 100 points, they're 135 points, 129, 121. A really horrific strike rate and losing margin by that team, and it's demoralising for the bunch of kids they are, and I just hope it hasn't done some full-time damage to the psyche. I'm not saying they won't get over it, but there's some demoralised kids at that team this year, Das, and I don't like that for their sake.
Yeah, 100-point smashings really eat away at your confidence in the fabric of the club. Christmas bonus time, Damo, and this might surprise you, but I think Kevin Sheedy deserves the bonus, and I think they need to keep him involved as an ambassador at the
Why does he deserve a bonus? He's had one win as coach in his last year of footy.
What he has been able to do in terms of selling the club, in terms of awareness, in terms of membership, in terms of what's going on in the bigger picture, the clean handover to a gun young coach in Leon Cameron, he was the perfect person to do that. He was the perfect person to go in there who had a big enough reputation that he wasn't going to get eaten up by just one win, and I think they should do everything they can to just keep him there, keep him involved in the football department, and let him go out and sell that young club with everything that he has got to offer.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one, Das, but we'll move on to my Christmas bonus, and I reckon Jeremy Cameron does. I just can't get enough of watching this guy. I mean, this game against Geelong, similar to the Collingwood game, he stood up all day against the great Geelong team, and this goal was one of his many highlights for the year. I just love him. I just can see a Coleman medal coming his way over many times during the particular season. I mean, you tell me what you think about him, mate. He's a star.
You've gone out on a limb there with the Christmas bonus. Damo, Jeremy Cameron has been extraordinary. You might want to get this out of his game, though. So he's run over the fence, given it an uppercut, and Jeremy, I actually like that because he was so...
What, like him hitting a fence?
Well, it just shows how much he cares. He was upset with the situation, but a couple of minutes later had to go and get his knuckles rearranged, Damo, which wasn't probably ideal for young Jeremy. Not too many chinks in his armour. Chopping block time, Damo. They had some experienced players that they drafted to the club. It hasn't worked out with any great success, and Satan, I help him. Very popular man, Satan, but the young players have already gone past him, and he's one that won't be there amongst probably a few others.
Just picked the low-hanging fruit on Satanda there, Das. So I'm going for Taylor Adams as a chopping block player. A guy with real potential and upside, and I say that because he's made moves and made noises that he wants to get out of that club, and I think a good club in Melbourne will show a lot of interest in him, and I think if it's not done this time, he'll find himself back in another club at some stage.
They need to improve, Damo, and we all agree on that. What are the areas that they need to focus on? I think the ruck stocks are an issue for them. Jonathan Giles has been a really good find for them, coming across from Port Adelaide, but they need some support there, and they need to recruit and trade in for a good young ruckman. Their list is devoid of that. Do they try and get a Bell Chambers? Do they try and get one of the Carlton ruckman, Hampson or Warnock? I think in the short term that's a good idea, but I hope they use one of their early selections for the best young ruckman going around, because they need it.
Yep, I'd just still go all out to get Buddy Frank. We know it's been in play now for a good 12 months already, that whole project. Go again. Just absolutely don't die wondering on this. I mean, the fact he's waited all this season to make his mind up, it means he's considering it. Go again. Just absolutely nothing on the table. 2014, Damo, what are your thoughts on the Giants next year? Can they improve?
Oh, I don't think they can, Dar. So I really think it's going to be another similar year to the one they've just had. To me, it's a stagnating year at best, and I can actually see a scenario where they actually drop back even further if that's possible. I just don't like what I see immediately.
You can't go backwards to 19th, Damo, so that's probably not going to happen. But I think they will improve. I think Leon Cameron will come in with a slightly different mindset. I think they might move past a couple of sides. I reckon they might surprise 4 or 5 wins, I think, are possible next year, and that might see them at least one spot up the ladder. Damo, thank you for that. That's the wash-up for the Greater Western Sydney Giants in season 2013.